Welcome to the Prog Talks by the Progspace. Welcome to the Prog Talks, an interview series by the Progspace where we will be talking to musicians in all corners of the progressive music scene.
Welcome back to another episode of the Prog Talks. I'm your host Dario, and as always, before we jump in, don't forget to get us a nice cup of tea or coffee, or get yourself a nice cup of the Progspace in our merch store. And now calling from Quebec on tour in North America, in Canada right now, is Lars from Soen. Hi Lars, good to see you.
Hi Darius, good to see you too, man. How have you been?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the music, in the prog scene. It's absolutely exciting. The scene is brimming after these two weird years.
Yeah, right.
And it's hard to keep track, but as I said, it's absolutely exciting to see so much great music coming out, both from bands that I've been following for a long time, and also surprises out of the blue.
All right.
So as I just said, you are in Quebec right now. You just started the North American tour last week at November 22nd, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So how have the first couple of shows been?
It's been fantastic. I mean, to finally get to do this after so many years, we've been talking like we need to go to do a North American tour, right? But as probably most, European bands know, it's a bit of a, you have to deal with the visas and have to get your gear over here, but now finally everything just came together and it's fantastic. The audience has been absolutely amazing, and the venue's been great. Yeah, couldn't be happier.
Wonderful. I mean, I think officially it's the Imperial tour for US, but since the release of Imperial, of course, there's been a brand new record that just released last week, or a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago. That was Atlantis, and that is, of course, the live in studio concert recording in the Atlantis Gramophone Studios, with strings and all, and new arrangements. So I guess it's pretty interesting to focus a little bit on that new release.
Sure.
As it's a quite a special release. I mean, there's five studio albums right now from Soen, and Atlantis is also kind of a studio album, but it's a live in studio album. And you did a live stream back then when you recorded it, a paid live stream, and now it's also available with the visual side on DVD, right?
Yeah, sure.
So how did you approach this project? Was it something you wanted to do for a long time, or was it kind of an idea that came while not being able to tour?
So actually, when we recorded Imperial, we were talking about that the next album. Let's do a softer album, or whatever that means, like to show more of our ballady side. And then the pandemic came, of course, and we released Imperial, and we couldn't tour, and we were like, okay, so let's put together a live stream. So we decided to go full on and make it a bigger project, not just like setting up a couple of cameras in a rehearsal studio, but actually with the best studio, arrange all the music for 8 other musicians to just showcase our music in a different way, because there's so much going on in our songs that maybe people are not that aware of. So if we take down the distortion a bit, and, bring all these other players in, you can really hear music in a different way.
Yeah, so, I don't really remember at what point in the band history you joined, but you've been with Soen for quite some time, and
since 14, so
like quite early on, and as a multi-instrumentalist, I do think imagine that you're quite involved in doing a lot of arrangements or
Yes, absolutely.
so how was it with the string arrangements? Were you the one responsible for that? Did you do that with Joel and Martin, or how was the work process for the string arrangements and backup vocals and all that?
Yeah. No, I took care of the extra piano player and the string arrangement. I know how to do that, and I think it's very fun. And to do it among the group, I think it's better than to give it to somebody else, because we know what we want. And since I could do that, I love to do that. I was happy to do it. And not only that, but we did like new demos recordings of all the songs that we played in that stream. So we really did it as if it would be a normal album. The only difference is that we recorded it in one day.
And how did you go about the song, like choosing which songs you're gonna play, you're gonna include from the old songs? I mean, there's 2 other songs we're gonna talk about shortly.
We had a meeting, me and Martin and Joel, and we were just sitting down with acoustic guitar and just jamming on all the songs and tried them in different styles and see what we could do with them. And we played at least 20 different songs there just to see how it felt, and then we choose these songs that now are released, like 14 songs, and maybe
14 songs. Yes.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more that we choose to not go with in the end, but we just tried it and what felt right. And I think when we were sitting down and playing Antagonist in this new way, just do it as a campfire song, especially the first verse, you just strum the cowboy chords and have the melody go speaking for itself. We're like, okay, we got something going here. Let's follow this direction.
Yeah, interesting. Well, maybe a slightly personal question from me being a longtime Soen fan, and yeah, one of my very very favorite songs in the entire Soen discography is "The Words," which is kind of sorely missed from live concerts for some time now, and I was kind of expecting it. I do think "The Words" for me it showcases both sides of Soen and encompasses like the heaviness and but also the gentle, beautiful side. So yeah, I would have loved if that was included, but alas, it was not.
It was included, but it didn't turn out well at all. So we decided to.
Okay, let's move on to the 2 other songs. I was just teasing. Of course, there's a brand new Soen song. It's Trials, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
So is that that was written specifically for Atlantis, I believe, or
actually it was written for. Yeah, it was written for Imperial. Actually, it was
okay.
leftover from that songwriting sessions, but it was never recorded or like never. But that was already when we had a plan to release this softer album. That was one of the songs that we wanted to include.
And are you including it in the live set lists now as well, in like a band only arrangement, or do you plan to, or is it gonna stay?
We have done it a few times, but I think that song the arrangement kind of needs the strings and the the extra voice. So we tend to do that when we do the Atlantis show, which we will do a couple of times next year.
I think you just dropped a quite interesting news here. I don't know if it's been official already anywhere or talked about anywhere, but that sounds very very exciting. I hope you can bring this tour to a couple of cities, not only Stockholm.
No, we will do it on Prognosis, both in England and in Eindhoven.
Oh, wonderful!
And we will do it in Prattel, Z7. And we will do it somewhere else. On top of my head, I can't really remember. But we're gonna do like 6 of them, and then one in Turkey as well in September.
Wonderful. That's gonna be something special for sure. But until then, of course, we have the live album and DVD. Yeah, the other surprise song on there is obviously Snuff, and I have heard for like some friends of mine who are Slipknot fans that were like my good friend Robin, who also takes pictures for the Progspace sometimes. I was watching the live stream with him, and he really loved it. But then I heard from others that they were kind of, how dare you do this? How did you choose? How did you choose this song? And were you expecting some backlash for it, or yeah?
Of course. I mean, but that's also fun. I mean, kind of like that kind of backlash thing. No, but it was Martin's idea. We were talked about doing a cover on the stream and on the album. And, so we have done a couple of Pink Floyd songs live before, but just felt like too obvious of a choice. So when Martin came with that idea to do the Slipknot, we yeah, it's a really good idea. And when I heard Joel sing it for the first time, I'm like, okay, it fits perfect to his voice. And since it's a little bit illegal to cover that song, it makes it more fun. So, plus, it's a great song. I mean, with a fantastic lyric, and personally, I have been a Slipknot fan since I saw them live for the first time in 2002. And
Wow.
you know, after seeing that live show, you know, they got you, because if you've seen them live, then you know, it's one of the best live acts in the world.
Wow. Yeah, I've never really got into them, and I know a lot of people, like a lot of metalheads around our age, I think probably grew up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of skipped the phase of like mainstream metal.
Yeah.
I went straight from growing up with classical music to the prog
Perfect
sinkhole.
Yeah, why not, man? Super.
Yeah, so with now with the Imperial tour in full bloom, maybe it's also time to already check what else is in store with Soen, apart from also the Atlantis project, bringing that live on stage, as you just said. Are you already thinking about the next album? Is it gonna be heavy again? How is the songwriting for a normal Soen album working? Are you jamming in the tour bus as well, or do you have to be like alone in a cabin, like I don't know, Martin and Joel only with the acoustic guitar?
Oh, okay. So there was a lot of questions in one question there. So let's see to break it down. It's the songwriting is done. Well, everything is done. So
wow.
we already started tracking. So it's going well, and it's gonna. We are all super excited about this release. The material is in our what we think about the strongest so far. And yeah, we like to play heavy music. So if you like heavy music, you will not be disappointed.
Are you gonna go record it in a studio, like in one dedicated period of time, or like everyone when they have time?
Like most of it, we want to do it like properly with a producer that's gonna help us out, and we're gonna focus, have a month, but then there's gonna be some additional tracking going on, like it is. So I will not give away the news where and when yet, but you know, we're all very excited about this.
Yeah. So this year has been kind of a comeback year for a lot of bands that have been very, very active before the pandemic, and I think Soen was one of the bands, especially looking at the Soen history and like with Cognitive just 10 years ago. In 10 years, you guys have built a momentum that is just amazing, and was really cool to see you grow and like really go for it, and still shows in your ambition and in your speed of working. So how was it after this these 2 weird years to come back on stage and play live again. Like, I mean, we saw each other at Radar Festival, for example.
Right. Yeah.
That was packed, and the audience went crazy for every band, kind of.
Yeah, that was a cool little festival. Nice energy there. I mean, it's been fantastic. We've been touring this year more than we have ever toured before. I think I actually sat down and had to count, like, the Imperial tour is almost 100 shows on this tour. So normally before we maybe did 40 to 50 shows on the album. So we doubled that on this tour, which has been intense and crazy and fun, and just a beautiful ride. And to go to Latin America, for the first time in March. And now
right.
Now in North America for the first time. It's just been absolutely fantastic.
And I mean, after the summer festivals, and where you also were part of the Radar lineup, as I just said. You did the European Imperial tour, and I saw you here in Munich, and you were actually able to surprise me with a sudden burst of pyros.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new little addition that if we can have it, use it. So you always want to try to make the show better, right? So and light and a little bit sparkles here and there. It's a fun addition. I mean, it's all about having fun.
That was very epic, because, like, purely coincidental. I think before this year, I never really took videos with my phone. And this year I just started, and to send it to some friends, and then at the Soen gig here in Munich, I just happened to record that little snippet when suddenly the pyros came.
Perfect.
Came out.
Yeah, fire's fun.
I hear Susanne Sundfør playing in the back.
Yeah, that's our sound engineer Jonas is tuning the PA. He always tuned with this song.
Wonderful. I love that song very, very much. Memorial. I was since I discovered it. I have been obsessed with this song.
yeah, it's a fantastic song. Yeah, we hear it every day on tour.
I wouldn't mind that either.
No, we don't.
Wonderful. It's so many exciting things going on in the Soen world. So people are there. If you haven't checked out Atlantis yet, do it. It's great. It's amazing. As we said, it shows a little bit more of the softer side, and also amazing string arrangements. Really lovely, and it was such a nice surprise when watching the live stream to see Stefan on double bass.
Yeah. I mean, he's still a part of the Soen family, and he stepped in on Radar Festival. He stepped in for Zlatoyar.
That was another super amazing surprise for me. That was absolutely wonderful. And so go check out Atlantis, and also, if you're in North America, check out the upcoming live dates. You are gonna cross over to the US very soon, and there's still a lot of dates left. It's almost a month, this tour, right?
Yep.
Going from the 22nd till December 17th. So there's a lot of opportunities to catch Soen live if you're in North America, and then next year in Latin America, and then also the very special Atlantis dates that you already teased about. Very excited about this, and if you guys are there, if you want to stay up to date what's up in the Soen camp, don't forget to like and subscribe to their channels and all that stuff. You'll find all the links in the video description and on the screen, as always. Thank you, Lars, so much for taking the time.
My pleasure.
And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as well if you haven't done so already, and get yourself a nice mug or any other merch item in our merch store. It helps us out a lot continuing to do what we're doing. I wish you all the best for the tour, and yeah, see you in Europe, back in Europe next year. I'm pretty sure. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure, my pleasure, man.
Yeah, you guys are there. We'll see you on the next one, I guess. Until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and keep spreading that prog love.
The Prog Talks, produced by the Progspace.